course, he's the main man in Principality here, and if there's any nonsense, he's got the pen. So, naturally, we'll be rattling through them because you don't want to hear me all night. What we want you to do, raise your hand up. The highest bidder basically gets it once we start the auction. Charles will take your name and telephone number, because the hardest job is actually collecting the money, so it is important you give him your name and telephone number. Terry will give you a sheet. Terry will give you a sheet with the details, who you need to phone, etc. about your lot. And each person who buys a lot will be given a glass of wine. Don't mind, whatever, if it's louder, yeah? Will be given a glass of red or white of their choice, sponsored very kindly by Ralph Thomas and myself. So we've got some very able people, so tell them what, don't be afraid, red or white, because we'll be rattling on to the next lot. So my first point of call, I did tell Charles not to leave my side when I start, and of course he's done a runner. Very important, Charles, yeah. Now the first lot, I have a number of proxy bids. A proxy bid means that I have a bid off somebody in the audience who's gone, and I'm bidding on their behalf. So if I tell you I'm bidding the proxy bid, I'm bidding a proxy bid for them and maybe for myself. But I wouldn't dream of running you. So lot number one, I think we're going to get a stronger mic now in a minute. Lot number one is lunch and supper for two at the Bush with a glass of wine. Compliments of Andy and Liz. So who will start me with that, ladies and gentlemen? Somebody put me in at that. We're all going to have a bash because they're not £20 to start.
I'll give you 20 quid.
£20 I bid at 20, 25, 30, at £30, at 30, at 35, at 35, at £35 I bid, 40, at 40, out Steve, 45, 50, 50, and the 5, at 55, at £50 I bid, at 50. And he's cooking, at £50 I bid. 5, can I? 50 then, we're all done, and 5. 60, 60, 65, 60 I bid, 60 I bid there, and 65, 65, and 65, 70 can I? At 60 Mrs. Fletcher you're out, at £65 I bid, 70 anywhere else then, at 65, Linz, 70, at 70 now, at 70, shout if I can't see you, at £70 then, all done, last call, £70, Linz into our Linz. Is this louder? Much better. Just don't ask me to sing. So that's Lindsay. On we go to lot number two. But I must say before I go on, this. Pardon? It's my phone voice. There's a lot of hard work going into this, and it was the brainchild, I think, of Andy and Terry, and they said they'd do it without a committee. So basically, I believe it was Andy, Terry, Glyn, and who else? Liz, have done an awful lot of work. And Monica, and without them we wouldn't be here today. I know there's loads of other people done a lot of work as well. Terry's looking at me here. I know he's done the photographs. But basically there's 2 or 3 who've been the main sort of brainchild behind it, and the rest of us have just done it as we've been told. Well, I certainly have anyway. So, but a big thanks to them before we go on. So we can have a round of applause to them. That'd be fantastic. Now, next one is donated by Terry Hoggett, who I'm told he is a bit of a whiz at the golf, and he's going to give you a half-hour golf tuition at Cottrell Park driving range. Fantastic for the children who are coming on as young golfers, for somebody like Terry to teach you. I think one of his lads are down to scratch or possibly a pro, so he can do the job. I know he might be looking a little bit old, but he can do the job. So what would you say with that? Somebody put me in £20 on the way. 20? £20? £20 I'm bid at 20, at 20, at 25, 25, 25 and 30 now. At £25 I'm bid 30 now, proxy. At £30, at £30 you're out way. 35, 35 and 40. At 35, young man, you bidding? At 35, keep your hands down. At £35, are we all done then? Liz is in at £35, I cash it, 40. At £40, at 40, and 5 Liz. At £40, auctioned. At £40 I'm bid and 5, can I? 42, 42. At £40, £41.50, £41.50, at £41.50, little by little, it's all for the church. At £41.50 then, last call, it goes out at the back, £41.50 Liz, £41.50.
Hello Liz.
Yeah.
Of course. Lot number 3, a load of logs delivered from Pupa from Phil Brown. Now it doesn't say what type of logs or how heavy the load will be. Where's Phil? How big is the load, Phil? Hey? A pickup full. A big pickup. So what will you say for that? Somebody put me in straight in at £30. 20 and start me. 20? £20 I'm bid at 20. At 20 and 5 can I? 25. 25 30. 5 40 at the back with the lady. 5 50. At 50. 5 55. 55 60. At 60. At 60. 5 65 70. At £70. 5 75. 80. At 80. At £80. At £80 I'm bid. At 80 with John. At £80. All out to the back. At 85, 85, 90 now, at 85, 90, at £90, at 90, at 90, top quality logs from Bupa, at £90 I'm bid, at 90, 5 anywhere else then, at £90 then, last call, there you go then, John, £90. Yay! On Davis, £90. On we go to lot number 4, champagne and canopies. Oh, are you having your glasses of wine? You are you? Sorry, I'm just crack. Cheers. The idea is you're all going to buy myself and Dad a drink after. So when we go to lot number 4, champagne and canopies for 4 in the conservatory with Glyn Clay. Very kindly donated by Glyn. Now Glyn has to leave us very shortly. He's been instrumental in preparing the auction lots because he's actually going to a wedding. Or he has to dress up in the clothes he wore to his wedding, more like it. So a champagne and canopies for 4 in the conservatory. Somebody start me off a tenner for it. £10, 10 I'm bid, 15, 20, at 20, 20 and 5 where? £20 I'm bid at the back. At £20 in the pink. At £20, 5, 25, 25 and 30 now. 30, at 30, 5, 35, 35, 40 can I? 35 I'm bid, 40, at 40, 5 can I? £40 I'm bid, Kirst. At £40 outbid by a man. 5, 45, 45, 50. He's going to beat you at £50. At 50, I'll take 2 as it's you. 50. Oh. He hasn't got earplugs. At £50 I'm bid. At 52 can I? At £50 you're out. £50 you're in, sir. £50 then. Gentleman at the back, I don't know your name. £50. Ken. £50 Ken. Number 5, pair of drumming lessons at Vale Drumming Studio up at Code Hills. YOLO. YOLO's here somewhere. Hey! There he is. Give us a little bit of a demo. A bit more than that, bit more than that. I think he knows what he's doing. So for that then, for the drumming lessons, what will you say for that? Somebody put me in, start me at a tenner, we'll work up. £10, £10, 15, 15, 20 can I? At £15 I'm bid. At 15, 18 can I? At 15 with Lindsay. At 15, 18. At 18, at 18 now, 20. At £20, at 20 in the 2 where? At £20. Bob, do you fancy it? At £20 you'll be his oldest student. At £20 bid. At 22 anywhere else then, and we're up to 22. 22 now at 2 and 5, 25, 25 and 8. 28, 28, 30 at 30, £40 at 40, 50 at 50, 60, go on Oscar, you can't take it with you, 60, 60 and 70 now, 70 at 70 and the 80, 80 and 90, go on Andy, 90, 90 and 100 at 100, 110 can I, at 100 and we're all done, this is auctioneer's dream then, at £100 then, last call then, goes to Oscar, £100. Well done Oscar. Next we've got lot number 6, tour of the Millennium Stadium for 4 by the Chief Executive WRU, Roger. I don't think Roger's with us today, but he's certainly lives in the village. What will you say for that then? Tour of the Millennium Stadium for 4. That's going to be worth £20 start me. 20? £20 I'm bid at 25, 25, 30 now. At 30, at £30, at 30, 30. Charles, you £30, at £30, 5, 35, 40, at £40. 45, 45, at 40, 50, at 50, 60, 60 and 70, 70, 80, at 80 and 90, at £80 with John, at £80 I'm bid and 90 can I, at £80, bidding at the back with you. Keep your fingers still. At £80 I'm bid, at £80 I'm bid and 90 with it, £80 it is, and it goes to John, £80. And another glass of wine. Oh, we go now to a visit to for 4 to Pant Wilkin Racing Stables with a leading trainer. Now I know Tim is up and coming trainer. I think he's just come 10th in this year's championship. Just had 2 Group 1 winners, 1 at Aintree. He won at the Scottish National and he had 2 seconds at Cheltenham in the festival. And he had 91 or 92 winners this season. So the chances are in 10 years time you may be visiting a champion trainer's yard. So for 4, chances are he'll also sell you a horse when you're there, either on your own or in the syndicate. So it's got to be worth it. We've got a couple of his owners here today. Put your hands up, those guys who are the owners. I think, Dickie, you have a share in the yard there. So put your hand up, we'll start you with £20 if you like. £20 I'm bid, at 20, at 25, 25, 25 and 30, I wouldn't do it. 35, 35, 40, at £40, at 40 at the back, 5, 45 if you can, 45 and 50, at £45 I'm bid, at 55, Glen, 60 at the back, at 60 in the pink, right at the back, gents out the door, £60 with Ken, at 65, 65, 70 now, 70 Ken, 70, 75, 75, out Ken, 80, at 80, at 80, and the 5 now, at £80 I'm bid, Ken you're in at £80, 5 Glen, you're in, I won't take it twice, at £80, 5 anywhere then, you bidding sir? At £80 I'm bid, anybody else? At £80 then, 5 with a lady, 5, 90, at 90, 100, 100, 110, 110 and 20 now, at 110 with Charles, you're in Charles, at 110 and 20, 15 if it'll help madam. 115, 115, 20, 120, now the 5, at 125, 125, 30, 130, 135 anywhere else, at 130 with Charles, at 130, 5 anywhere it goes then to Charles, 130. Next is lot number 8, 1 hour's tuition or clean-up of your computer, very kindly donated by Terry. And I know he must be able to do it because without Terry's computer skills we wouldn't be here today. So with that, what will you say? Somebody put me straight in at £20, 20, £20, £5 I'm bid, at 5, at 5, at 5, 10, 15 here, 20, at £20 with Annie, 25, 30, at 30, 35 I'm bid at the back, at 35, 35, 40, £40 I'm bid here, proxy bid at £40, at £40. 40, 5 anywhere, at £40 I'm bid, at £40, at 45 anywhere, 5, 45, 45, 45 and 50, at £45 then, and we all done then, last 50, at 50, at 50 and 5 again, at 50, 5 Dr. Graham, at 50, 5, 5, 55 and 60 now, at 55 out Glen, at £55 I'm bid, 60, at 60, at 60, you're coming again, at £60, 5, at £60 I'm bid, 5 is it? No, at £60 we all done then, 5 at the back, 65, at 65, at 65, 65, and 70 Glen, at 65 then, 70, at 70, at 70, 70, and 5, 75, 75 right up against the wall, at 75, 80 anywhere then we call, at 75, Pat Silver 75. You're worth more than you thought, Terry. Lot, 2 hours for that. Lot number 9, a complete facial by Clarins at the Spa, Howells, Cardiff. It's donated by Nick Orford. So that's a complete facial by Clarins at the Spa in Howells, Cardiff. No idea what that's worth. You tell me, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody start me off. You ladies will tell me what it's worth by bidding for it. Somebody start me at £20. 10 and start me then. £10, 10 at £10 and 15 can I? 15, 15, 15 and 20 now. 15, 20 at £20, at 20, 5, 25, at 25, 30, at 30, and the 5. 35, 35, hang on a minute, I'm not even, are you bidding for her?
He's bidding.
35 for you. 35, at 35, at 35, 40, at £40, at 40, at 45, 45, 45, 50, at 50, and the 5? 55 and 60, £55 I'm bid, at £55, are we all done? 55, 60 anyway, shout if I can't see you, 55, miss 6, ooh. 60, that's 60. Now the 5, you're outbid by a lady.
Oh, Phil! That's harsh.
65. No, at £60. Yours, madam, £60. Very well done.
Hey! Kat, you just bought something. I'm alright.
We go now to lot number 10, just in time. Jackie Thomas has just arrived. Our master of the Glamorgan Hunt has just arrived, ladies and gentlemen. We are actually selling now a visit to the Glamorgan Hunt kennels for 4, donated by Charles Williams. Now, just so you're aware, in the kennels, I think they have a record number of pups this year. So it's very well worth going to see. You can see the hounds that are there, the bitches with all their pups. all the workings of the kennels and the hunt horses as well, and the place is immaculate, so the children will very much enjoy it. So it is very much for the parents to buy for the children here. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we start, somebody start me off with a tenner with that, and we're working our way up. £10, at 10, 15, 15 and 20, can I? 20, at £20, and the 5, at £20 I'm bid, at £20, 5, 25, 30 Andy, at 25 I'm bid, at 25, at 25, 30 anywhere, Annie's in at 25, at £25 I'm bid, 30 can I see, goes in, Annie against the wall then, Annie White at £25. Annie White, £25.
Hey!
Yes, Annie White. Next Next is the conducted garden tour on Tea for Two at Pinklands, very kindly donated by Rose Clay. A conducted garden tour on Tea for Four at Pinklands. If some of you don't realise that Glyn and Rose have an absolutely fantastic garden, so it's well worth placing the bids in just to see, other than having a nose round Glyn's garden, to see how wonderful his garden is, and I'm sure he'll give you some garden tips at the same time. So somebody put me in for that then. £20, 20, at 20 and 5 can I? 25, 25, at 25. At £25 I'm bid. At 20, you're in Terry at 25. 30 where? At £25 I'm bid. 30. At 30. At 35. 35. 40 sir. At £35. It is about 40. 40. And the 5 Terry. At £40 I'm bid. 5 can I? At 2. 45. 45. 50. At £50. At 50. 55. 55. And 60 sir. 60. 60. Miss Fletcher. 65, 65 and 70. At £65 then, are we all done? Last call then, at £65 it goes to Mrs. Fletcher, £65. Where are we? Lot number 12. The pick eggs from a hen house and select 2 dozen to take home, very kindly donated by Jane Williams. So that's the pick eggs from the hen house and select 2 dozen eggs to take home. So who's going to start me, are you, sir? When would you like to start me? £10 I bid on my right. 10, 12, 15. At 15, 18. At 18, you're in at 18, sir. AD. At 18, 20, 25. 25 at the back, Mary. Took you at 25. At 25 and 30, can I? 30, sir? At 25? Yeah, that's it. At £30. At £30, eggs and eggs. At £30 I'm bid. At 30. At 30. What an experience for children. At £30. If you haven't got chickens, at 32 to 35? I'm in it. I've got 30, Mary. I'll take 35. 35. At 35. I'm 40, can I? At 35. 38, sir. Do you have children? Well, £38 is nothing then, is it? 38. At 38. Mary, you have grandchildren? £40? At £38 I'm bid. At £38. Are we all done then? At 38. You're out in front. Last call, Mary. At £38. Yes. It's £38. He had it at £38. But that said, we won't take offence. You can have it another go round for another £38, I'm sure. Yay! So I think we've got a bit of a double match here. This gentleman on my right and Mary with 2 lots of £38. And where's Charles? Is Charles here? Where? Oh, he's gone in his wedding suit. But I'm sure it can be sorted out. We will compulsory purchase the lot for him. Yeah, pleasure. Hammered gone down, Mary. Auctioneer's discretion. Sorry, you need to be sharper. On we go now to lot number 13, a summer's afternoon by the pool with tea for 4 at Coyd Hills, donated, very kindly donated by Phil and Jill Clay. So with the weather we're having, it could be a very nice time to take up this opportunity of bidding for a time in the pool for 4. And I'm sure if you're a family of 5, Mr. and Mrs. Clay will probably let you all come along, probably leave the husband out, but the rest of you will come along. So what will you bid for that, somebody? Somebody start me in it. If there's a family of 5, Mr. Clay, would that be okay? That'll be fine. Somebody put me in then at £10 and start me. 10, 10, 15, 20, 20 with you, sir, 20, at 20 and 5, can I? At £20 at the back in blue, at £20, at £20. Are you swimmers? 20. 5, 25, 30, 35, 35 with Mrs. Fletcher, £35, 40, at £40, at 40, 5, 45, 45, 50 where? At £45 I'm bid, 45, I wouldn't run you, 50, 5, 55, 60, 5, 70, 70, at 70, 5, I bid 70. You saying no more? At £70 I'm bid. At £70. 5 anywhere else then at £70. Last call, ladies and gentlemen. £70 goes to Mrs. Fletcher. £70.